I have a question today that is from a client, and so I'm doing a reading for them, and I hope that that will be applicable to other people out there as well. And the question is, it's about diagnosing ourselves and knowing whether what's happening is part of detox and therefore healing, or whether it is part of a disease. So it's kind of, in terms of our own personal health journey and trying to heal from stuff that we may or may not have, specifically aimed at, at people that have health concerns, even if it's just an individual health concern, and they have a new symptom that they haven't had before, and they want to know what to do about it. And so the card that I'm pulling really is to ask, is it detox or is it disease? That's the question. And then you can kind of choose what you want to read into that from there, and how you want to proceed. But I will start by saying that, where possible, I think it's healthy to look at all of these situations as it is part of the healing process. So even when our body is showing signs of illness, sickness, disease, it is our body expressing something so that we can lean in and come closer and listen and heal it. So I want to urge you to do that. No matter what you're experiencing, don't demonize it, don't reject it, don't hate it. Lean in and listen, and ask, what is it that you need me to know, and what can I do for you? Because your body is only ever trying to help you. It's like you and your body are connected, you are one, and your body wants to keep you alive because your body wants to stay alive, and you are both best buddies. So if your body isn't well, if it's showing signs of sickness, and it's what are you missing? What are you failing to do? And I think that's really important, to just be present to that and mindful of it, okay? So, that said, I'm going to shuffle the cards, pull a card, and see where we end up. So, that was a quick one that came out there. And the card is the Six of Cups. This card makes me smile, actually. This is a beautiful picture. So there are 6 cups in this picture, and all of the cups are full, and they're full of beautiful, fresh flowers, white flowers. They look healthy, they look young, they look alive, they look like they are growing, they look like they are happy, and they're in these beautiful, shiny gold cups. In the background, we have what looks like a village or a town, and it looks like it's in the country, and it looks really nice. Looks like, one of those historic towns or villages in the UK, where people flock to visit because they're so pretty and they have so much history and culture attached. And it looks like quite a wealthy town, and it looks like it's really well loved. Then we have the 2 people that are standing there. They both look fairly young, so they're youthful and they have the whole life ahead of them. There is a man and a woman, and the man is leaning over the woman, and he is passing to her this cup with the flowers in it as a gift. It's almost like, a gentleman admirer giving the subject of his affections a bunch of flowers. And he is standing at the foot of a bridge. So there is a bridge going into the town, and he is standing, at the entryway to the bridge. and presenting the woman with flowers there, and she's standing on this like verdant green grass. And the man belongs to the town, and the woman, who is ironically, quite strangely, for, you know, if we look at life in terms of right now, she's wearing gloves on her hands. Yeah, so we could look at this as like in terms of life right now, where we're having to wear masks and gloves, and this lady is wearing gloves, which strikes me. So if we see this lady as ourself, yeah, and this gentleman is the bearer of the gift, yeah. So what you are experiencing now as your kind of your health concern, and you're worried about what it is it a disease or is it part of detox, yeah? It's like this card is saying, don't worry, it is a gift, yeah? So maybe it's like, don't even worry whether it's a disease or whether it's part of detox, yeah? You can ignore all of this. It is a gift. It is something that will be helpful to your healing, yeah? And even if it is expressing itself in a way right now that you feel is negative and not helpful and makes you feel uncomfortable or causes you pain, it is something expressing itself that needs to come out, and it needs to be heard. It needs to be made visible. And it's been given to you by a benign energy, yeah? So it's like the man is a friendly man, yeah? And he's dressed in blue, so he's speaking his truth. He has brown boots on, so he is grounded, he has roots. And he is wearing red, yeah? Red tights or trousers and red hat and cape. So he is strongly grounded, and he is authentic and true in his roots, and he speaks the truth. He is trustworthy in this respect. So what he is giving you is like, it's almost like a welcome to the city, to the town. So the city and the town is the place that you want to live, because that's like the beautiful place, the rich place, the happening place, the busy place, the place where life is taking place and people are going about their business. This is the place you want to be, yeah? And so maybe you've been out in the healing pasture, a bit like, you know, a field laid to rest, or cattle put out to pasture. You've been out there, you've been resting, you've been recovering, you've been recuperating, perhaps over this, like, you know, 7-week period of quarantine where we've all been self-isolating, and now he is giving you this gift. And even if this gift feels scary because it's like a new symptom that you haven't had before, and you're worried because, you know, right now you can't get to the doctors to get it checked up, so you feel like you're on your own in this situation and you've got to muddle through without help, and, you know, with just like going on the internet and looking at Google and stuff. This man is like, he is a sign not to panic, not to worry, because whatever it is a gift, yeah? And I think that's a really important thing. And if you take this gift and if you embrace it, but you treat it with care because you're wearing gloves, then it will lead to your healing, into your being able to leave the pasture and enter the village. So have patience and open your heart and your mind and trust, and all will be well, yeah? So trust that this man is speaking the truth. Trust that the gift is a gift that you wish to receive. Trust that perhaps it is one of 6 gifts, yeah? Like, he's currently giving you 1 gift, but there are still 5 other gifts. Maybe you've already received the 5 other ones and this is the final gift. Or maybe this is the first gift out of 6 gifts, yeah? So just be open to that this may not be an isolated incident. There may be other symptoms that manifest and present themselves that you will need to have faith in to deal with, and you need to lean into the symptom, to its message, in order to work out what it needs you to do, and whether it is part of a detox because you've been really healthy recently, and because there's been way less pollution, and because you haven't been able to go out, so you haven't been doing loads of like things that you normally would do that could be considered to be unhealthy or bad habits, or whether it is a disease because you've been resting and relaxing, and so your body is just, finally expressing these things that it hasn't been able to express before because it was previously running too fast. And you could also then say, well, that's detox surely, isn't it? And yes, it could be. So regardless of what it is, it's like, allow it to be there, trust that it's okay that it's there, lean into it, listen to it, ask it, what does it want you to do, what does it need from you, and then do your own self-work and your own self-healing, and kind of meditate on it, listen to it, send healing energy to it with your hands, with crystals, use flower essences, use essential oils, take extra supplements perhaps, that may be like specifically related to whatever this condition is that has manifested, do some EFT tapping on it. There are loads of techniques that you can do to empower yourself to do your own healing, and I urge you to do that. It's not just, we don't just need to visit the doctor. There are things that we can do, and if you're still worried, and when you kind of dial into it, you don't get a sense that that it's something that should be left, then please do, contact your doctor, and ask them what they think, what they feel. Just an email consult or a teleconsult, or go to the hospital and A&E and get it checked out. Don't sit at home and worry if you really think it's something that needs to be dealt with. But if it's something that's like perhaps minor or whatever, then you can kind of like deal with it at home and maybe feel a bit better about it and a bit safer about it. And if you dial into your body, then maybe your body has a different message for you about it, and then this reading would have kind of like helped you to do that. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next time. In the meantime, if you would like to get in contact with me for a reading, you can find me on my website, which is lemonrosepetals.com, or you can go and check me out on Instagram, which is also lemonrosepetals. And I do private readings, but I also do lots of kind of public readings via video or photograph, and then kind of like text that goes along with that. So yeah, just check me out and look at my pages and see what appeals to you.